Hi, I'm Kevin Alcooney, adult librarian in the Exploration and Creativity Department of the Los Angeles Public Library, and welcome to today's LA Made Cooking with Fresh Greens. First, we'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities, our Library Foundation, and our behind-the-scenes staff for helping bring the LA Made programs to you virtually. LA Made focuses on the diverse landscape of Los Angeles, highlighting the immense artistic and performance talent that has developed in the course of the city's eclectic history. If you'd like more of our amazing programs, please visit our online calendar at lapl.org/events. And for our LA Made programs, specifically visit lapl.org/LAMade. Our website also has blog posts, video links, and all of the kinds of fun things that highlight the library's diverse resources and upcoming programs. But now on to today's program, Cooking Fresh Greens with Vane Millian-Kuhn. Vane Millian-Kuhn is a LA transplant by way of Miami, Florida, where she grew up immersed in her Colombian-German heritage. Her passion for food, community, and cooking has led to the creation of the 501c3 nonprofit Behind the Beat. That's beats like the food, not the Dr. Dre headphones. She currently helps facilitate programming at Cottonwood Urban Farm, where she and her husband, Elliot, who's holding the camera, are building a community hub for environmental education. All right, cool. Now take it away, Vane.
Are we in? Are we live? Can you hear me, guys?
You're good.
Thank you, Kevin. How are you?
I'm good. We're excited for this.
I'm excited too, even though I'm what, like 8 months pregnant here. So bear with me if I run out of breath.
All right, take your time. You got a whole 45 minutes.
Woo! All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I am Vane Millian-Kuhn, and I am actually in my kitchen, which is located at the Cottonwood Urban Farm, that place that Kevin mentioned, that I help facilitate and run programs at Cottonwood Urban Farm. So today, I'm going to teach you guys, I'm going to walk you through a demo of something that I really enjoy making, simply because it's kind of foolproof. You can have a lot of fun while you're making it. It can be very colorful, which is something that I find really important when it comes to the kitchen and being creative. And it's really adaptable because you can use vegetables that are in season, local, and I think that's something that's really important to me and to my husband, and kind of like my philosophy with cooking. So a little bit about myself is I'm an actress. I met my husband composting here at the farm, and one of my passions is cooking, which led me to the garden and growing my own food, which is why you see me now playing in the kitchen all the time with colors, with textures, flavors, and I try to keep it healthy, but I'm not super strict about it, which brings me back to why I love making this dish, which is a quiche. So let's just jump into it, and if you guys have questions, feel free to post some comments and I will try to answer the best to my ability. So first thing you have to do is set and preheat your oven to 375, which I've already done, and these are my dogs. They're going to be coming in and out.
All right. Thank you.
So you want some water to be boiling because you are going to throw in your beets and your cauliflower into the boiling water. Now, because of movie magic and limited time, I already pre-boiled my beets because they do take about 40 minutes. And then you want them to cool because they get very, very hot when you're trying to peel them. So let's start with that. Like I said, I like color and I like what's in season. So these are from the farmer's market. They're cauliflower heads. And I'm just going to use about half, probably less than this, but I'm just going to throw these in boiling water, which I forgot to mention, I'm actually steaming them. So beets take about 40 minutes. Cauliflower is going to take about 15 minutes. So we'll let that do its magic. I'm going to set a timer.
And you can boil them at the same time. You can steam them at the same time?
You can. So what I did earlier is I did them both and I left the beets for 40 minutes and I took the cauliflower out after 15. But since we don't have that much time, I already did the beets.
I got you. Okay.
So we can assemble the the quiche with time. So I'm setting a timer for 15 minutes. Kevin, if I forget, remind me.
Okay. Don't put the timer will remind you. But yes, I will also be cognizant of it.
If I don't hear it or baby brain kicks in, you know,
Okay.
these things are real.
Well, now you're making me worried, so I'm going to set a timer too.
A lot of pressure. Okay. The next thing that's really important in this thing is a pre-made pie crust. Now you can take the time to make your own. I do not. It takes a lot of time, and I prefer to focus on the vegetables and chopping and assembling and creating than making a pie crust. So I buy this one at the store. It's not that big. It's great size. You have to thaw it out, so make sure you read the ingredients per pie crust. This one you thaw out in the refrigerator, and then you want to stick it in the oven for like 8 minutes because you don't want it to be soggy when you throw it in with all the vegetables. And well, maybe I shouldn't use that. That's a little scary. Poke some holes in it. So the pie crust goes in the preheated oven, 375 for about 8 minutes. Kevin, that's another job for you. 8 minutes.
Another 8 minutes at the top of the 15 minutes?
8 minutes for my cauliflower. 8 minutes for my crust, 15 for my cauliflower, which is probably down to like 13 now.
Okay, I got to set 2 alarms now. Hold on.
Make a list. Something I have in my kitchen is a little composting bin for any scraps. I recommend everybody to get one. It's a great place so you don't toss your food waste in the trash. And instead, you have it in a composting bin, and you should then take it to like your local composting hub. We have
That's a nice looking bin too. It's fancy.
My husband got it for me because he knows I like
Elliot,
pretty things.
Elliot, what a guy.
What a dude.
I'm behind the camera, man.
And you can drop it off here at Cottonwood Urban Farm.
That's true. Okay.
All right, so you got things boiling, you got the crust in the oven. So now we're gonna make the filling, which is 4 eggs. So right here, I bought these at the farmer's market. These are actually duck eggs from our farm, but I'm gonna just use chicken eggs today.
Would you use less duck eggs if people were to use their duck eggs instead of chicken eggs?
I would use the same amount because it's just to make it
more
richer.
eggy.
But you could use less because you'll see at the end of this, you're gonna have extra filling.
Okay, I got you.
But I would even combine them. People might think that's crazy, but I would go for it. Don't leave any of the shell. So 4 eggs. I'm
gonna throw the ingredients up real quick just so people can have us see what you're doing then.
All of these are falling apart.
So
shells aren't as tough as the chicken or the duck.
The duck egg. Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Make sure you fish out any shells. If you can't, it's okay. It's a little crunch.
Calcium.
Calcium. And 1 more egg.
How big is that measuring cup? It looks huge.
It's a ginormous Pyrex.
It looks like it's a movie prop.
You know, this is one of the things I would say is a staple in my kitchen because it's big enough where you can mix things. And
oh yeah, like almost like a bowl. Yeah.
Yep. So let's toss these out. Then you do a cup of milk. I do whole milk. I've really been craving whole milk during my pregnancy. I used to just do almond milk, but now it's all about the whole milk. You can also use half and half. It'll make it a little creamier. Okay. And I've actually done it with almond milk, coconut milk.
Does it just give it a different texture depending on the dairy? Yeah.
Different texture. I wouldn't say the flavor changes too much, but
I got you.
You know. Then this is about half a cup of shredded cheese. This is a mix of mozzarella and Parmesan. You can use whatever is in your fridge. That's what's great about this thing. You don't need to get too fancy. All goes in. I left a little bit out because I like to top it off with it so it gets a little bit of a cheesy top. This is where you throw in your like herbs, your dried herbs. These are herbs de Provence. It's basically thyme, oregano, rosemary, all things you can grow. We have them in our garden, and you just have to dry them out, and then you're done.
Just some basic herbs, and you just kind of have like a tablespoon, or
Yep.
okay.
That one, I mean, I would do a tablespoon, but it's also really like by eye. We say
Sure,
that.
sure.
I
Yeah.
know. You kind of just go with it. Salt wise, I did measure because usually I just throw in taste, and I literally will stick my finger in this concoction and taste it. But I did measure a tablespoon. I would do a little bit less because
Okay.
I usually cook with less salt. But and then pepper to taste, just fresh pepper. You can throw paprika in here. You can throw dried mustard. You know, cumin. I mean, this is the thing about these quiches is that you can have fun, and if you don't have something, throw something else in there. Like it's so hard. It's so foolproof. I think. So the egg mixture's done, and I'm gonna set it aside. There it is. Just
Mhm.
whip it up. I'm gonna set it aside because now we're gonna saute onions and garlic, which are gonna go in the filling, in the mixture.
Mm.
And there is the fly. I see it. I just want to share this little contraption.
Oh, is that for the garlic?
Yes.
My mother-in-law has it. She swears by it. The rolling thing with all the skin.
It's amazing.
I'll let her know that you love it because I like to hand pick it, but I'm just extra. She loves the rolling.
I can't be bothered with picking this thing, and then it gets stuck on your finger.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, I just can't. So literally, you don't even have to do that. I just did that by habit. You
Right.
stick this in there.
Just roll that bad boy. Yeah.
Yeah. You just roll it with some pressure. Whoop, there it is. I got it on Amazon, so that's where you can get it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it just peels it for you. Like, you're done. One-stop shop. I'm not sponsored by Amazon, but I would
Sure. Or support your local business too that sells things.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. This way. You know what?
Compost.
Compost.
In the compost.
In the compost. So about 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to chop up onion. Purple onion. Woohoo. Yeah. There. I always take off the first layer. I know that might be like sacrilege in the kitchen, but it's just so much easier.
Oh.
2-second rule.
Yep. Good thing we're eating this.
It's okay. It's only Elliot eating it.
Yeah.
All right, Elliot.
Thank you.
We appreciate your service.
He has no idea how many times I've dropped things.
It's real strong immune system here.
I guess so. I guess that's why you just eat food right out of the ground, Elliot.
Yep.
With
So
your wife's
just
cooking.
chop it up. There you go. So I chose, of course, the purple onion because of the color. Because that's what I like to do. I'd like to do everything with color.
It does have a
Texture.
lot of has a lot of nice looks to it.
Yes. It's really beautiful. So chopping it up, nothing fancy. It's really more about the flavor.
Could you use just minced garlic if you wanted to?
You could totally use minced garlic, and you could totally use, I've seen the pre-sliced onions. If you don't have time, honestly, to me, it's really about just eating healthy, and if that means you have to buy stuff that's already pre-made, who cares? All right, so I have my cast iron heating up over here, and my water boiling.
Hey, Google, stop. All right, yeah, your pie
Timer.
crust should be ready.
Pie crust should be ready.
It's been 8
Pie
minutes.
crust should be ready.
Oh, good, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't know.
My timer hasn't even gone up yet. Let's see. Take out the TriCast. Where is my spatula? I can't find it.
The white one?
Yes.
Right there on top.
There we go. See? That's why you have a husband.
Mm.
So be very careful when you take it out because I tried this earlier and it landed on the floor.
Ooh.
Dogs were very happy.
Very happy. So set it aside so it cools. That's what you want to do. With this thing. All right. Back to the cast iron. I love cooking on cast irons. It's one of my favorite. I have like 5 different sizes. I'm gonna let that cool, warm up a little bit. And then you're gonna saute your onions first and then your garlic. And it's literally just to get them a little bit soft and release their flavors because then that goes into the egg mixture.
What oil did you put in there?
I used olive oil. So it's an interesting thing about olive oil. I used to only cook with coconut oil or like the grapeseed oil or ghee because they talk about the high smoke points.
Mm.
And then I recently read that olive oil, and you're not supposed to cook with olive oil because it burns and it can be bitter. And I actually read recently that that's not true. So I've been testing it out and I haven't actually had any issues with it. So
With the heat that it cooks at, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would still go with maybe like a ghee or something that's higher smoke point. It won't burn.
Mm.
But and then use like good olive oil for your dressings or to drizzle.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, sometimes like right now we got back from a road trip and all we had was olive oil and it's totally fine.
Right. Oh, look at all those colors.
Yep. So you're gonna let that saute a little bit without burning it. Oh, it already smells so good. That's one thing in the kitchen. If you saute onions and garlic, people think you're like a chef.
Yeah, the smell does bring out a lot. Yeah.
Right? And everyone's like, what is it? I'm like,
Oh, you're amazing.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you know, something fancy. Huh?
I know. Oh,
Cute stove, someone says.
Yeah, someone's saying cute stove.
It was
Thank
here.
you.
It was here when we moved in. The previous owners was too heavy to move.
Just take the compliment.
All right, thanks.
Oh, thank you. We searched high and low for it.
Thank you. Yeah, it took years to find that thing. I'm gonna ask this question:
Go for it.
Is you did the onions before the garlic?
Yes.
Why?
Because the garlic will cook faster, or like it'll burn faster. And then once garlic is burnt, it's bitter, it sucks.
Yeah.
So,
You don't want it to get brown.
Yeah.
I know a little cooking.
Yeah, you do. So there you go. I'm just kind of.
Oh yeah. Someone's asking if the sautéing, when you're sautéing, how high the heat you're cooking it at.
I'm at like medium to high.
Okay. Because you don't want to burn it, right?
I want to give it a quick.
Oh,
brown.
right. Okay.
I don't want to really soften them and have them sweat too much. And it really depends on your pan. Like if I have a copper one going, that will burn it fast.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So really experiment, really just watch it is what you really want to do.
Do you preheat your pan before you throw the thing in, or do you let it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I preheat it and then I add the oil. I added some extra this
I
time,
see.
but usually the oil and the pan are already heating before you throw something on it.
Yeah.
So for me, that's pretty good because I can already smell it. You see the
Smells
onions getting
good.
like transparent.
Softening.
Yep. And then I'm gonna put on one of these glovies, and I'm gonna throw it into the mixture. Because this.
Oh. That's why you have such a big cup.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna let it sit, and it's gonna bring out all the flavors.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I like that. Huh. So you just let that sit.
Well, yeah, because I have an egg allergy, but my wife loves making quiche, so I've never seen
Oh.
this before. So I'm gonna let her know after. I'm gonna have her watch this video. Up our
Yeah.
views.
Tell her to send me pictures. Oh, there's a
Cauliflower.
cauliflower ready. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
All right,
Team
so set
team
the
effort.
mixture to the side. You're done with that. Let's look at our cauliflower. Look, I'm gonna use my fingers because you should.
Oh, test.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's another thing about using these like hardy cruciferous veggies. Is that the word, cruciferous?
I know it's a good one.
Hard, tough.
Sure.
Is that personally I like them to not be overcooked. I actually like the crunch. So if you like undercook them, it's no big deal because also you can eat all this raw. So there's no wrong here. It's not like, oh, I didn't cook it enough. It's totally fine. You can eat it.
And it'll still cook in the oven too, right? When
Yeah,
it's in the dish,
exactly.
yeah. So it'd still be cooking then.
So now you pull these out. And I'm gonna take them over to the
Oh,
sink.
what a cute little steam bucket. Wow.
It's silicone.
Oh,
So it's gonna sit here and just kind of cool off.
gotcha.
I would even do this.
A little run, a little water, yeah.
A little cold water.
Stop the cooking.
Yep. Stop the cooking and then you can handle it better. All right. Turn off the boiling water.
It was off.
There we go. All right. So next part, clean kitchen. That's what I always like to do. I like to get now. This is the part where you get all your other veggies and you just start chopping them up. So
Okay.
I'm using mushrooms. I like them bigger, not too small, so they don't overcook. So like chunks.
I'm gonna throw the ingredients up again for
Yeah.
anybody who might want some. So
I may have added a couple. So
yeah. I mean, I think it's understood. It's malleable. To
Yep.
add things.
I'm using some peppers.
Sweet pepper, bell pepper.
Sweet purple bell pepper, of course, because of the color.
Do a lot of these come from your garden yourselves?
I wish I could claim that, but no.
Normally we would, but right now our garden is transitioning. It's in the summertime. It's too hot.
Oh, I got
Plus
you.
we have another thing growing, so
I see.
we decided to like pause on our garden for a little bit.
But
Okay.
big shout out to
Yeah.
Frecker Farms and Underwood Family Farms, and they're two big Southern California farms that are at most farmers markets that
Yeah.
are around this area.
Okay, cool.
Got them from them local.
Yeah.
So I couldn't decide. I was like, do I want to chop the carrots? Do I want to slice them? I ended up deciding that I wanted to just peel the carrots because look how pretty those are.
Oh. Do the different colors have different flavors?
Yes. They do. That's why I like using them all.
Orange is really the sweetest, but
Oh.
not the prettiest of colors.
Huh.
So I'm going to just slice a couple of these. Careful, I don't want it to hit you.
Yep.
Look how pretty that is. I love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never cooked a purple carrot.
Oh, it's so pretty and it's so tasty.
Is it a little less sugary?
Would you describe it less sugary? I feel like it's almost.
I would say a little bit. I feel like orange carrots are always the sweetest,
Right.
but
Yeah, that is a lot of good color.
Right there. Look at all that.
this one's actually the real color of carrots, and then it's been genetically manipulated over selective breeding to turn orange over time.
What?
The
I didn't
Dutch,
know that.
and the Dutch. It's
Wow.
their national color.
Huh.
Who knew, right?
Definitely not me. I always thought they were all just orange from the beginning. I guess from the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah, for sure.
we're also missing one that's not here. Is the like a red one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so pretty. And then I chopped up some cabbage.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm
Already.
definitely gonna have my wife watch this later because she loves all of these different things. They're putting purple cabbage in. She's gonna come over and watch. You have to go on
So this is
YouTube
what
now.
I like to put it on a little plate so I can start to see what ingredients I have. And for the color. So it's kind of like painting. Whoop, lost one.
I'll eat that.
My dog will eat it.
Don't-
Or I'll get,
Stop eating ground food.
It's good. I don't want it to go to waste. All right.
look, he totally ate it. That's
Thank you.
catching up.
You know, that's why you have a clean kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Then we have some of that.
Cauliflower.
Now I'm gonna get the kale. This is lacinato kale,
Dino kale.
also known as dino kale. I'm gonna just cut it in strips
Okay.
because
You could do the
this,
same. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, your question.
Well, I was just, you could do the same thing with chard, right?
Yep,
So
you can
chard in
use
there?
chard. Anything like a hardier green is
Uh-huh.
great.
Okay.
I love chard. I love any kale. I love what else? I mean, there's so many different types of kale.
Oh, I see.
This kale, so just so you know, I'm gonna do this. It's going in the mixture.
Okay.
It's going in the egg mixture. It's gonna sit right there. Now we're gonna move on to the cauliflower. Which is done, and I can handle it so it's not too hot. Take off a little bit of the stem. You can still eat that. And so now I cut it in smaller pieces, or it comes apart real easily, which is nice.
Oh, right.
So this is the part where it feels like you're painting because you're kind of just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
all your colors ready, getting your palette.
Yeah.
They call it what, mise en place, where all your ingredients are ready.
Yeah.
And that's
Well-
what makes it fun when we start to assemble.
Yeah. So colorful.
Yes, that's, for me, that's like the most important thing. I also feel like kids would eat more if the things are colorful because it's kind of fun.
I'll try that with them, but they are finicky.
Let me know how that goes.
Okay, we'll see.
So then I, here's my palette.
Yeah. Will you salt them at any point, like as a flavoring, or is that kind of as you move along? Do you salt the vegetables before you throw them into the thing?
Soften the vegetables?
Salt.
Nope.
Okay.
I let them just speak for themselves, really.
Mm.
The only
Okay.
thing I will salt to taste and stuff is the mixture, the filling.
Got you.
But all the flavors come up on their own.
Okay.
And then the last thing we're gonna chop up are the beets that I had already pre-boiled or pre-steamed.
And how long did you steam them for?
I steamed them for 40 minutes.
Okay.
Ran them under cold water so they could be easier to peel. I'm not gonna peel them, so that's another thing.
We have a
You don't have
question here. Why did you put the greens in the egg mixture?
Because when I pour it, it just kind of spreads it out easier. You
Okay.
don't have to do that. For me, it feels like it's just an easier when you pour it into the quiche. It just sort of spreads out.
I
That's why
got you.
I chopped it up.
Okay.
So again, the beets, you can peel them. I didn't. And then just slice them thinly.
Hmm.
Because these will be at the base of the quiche.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
So you don't want them too thick.
Right.
And careful with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So I cut off the little rat tails and the little head. By the way, yes, you're gonna get real dirty. So you may or may not want to do this with your children. That's up to you. There you go. Look at pretty. My goodness. So just so you guys know too, you're gonna have a lot of leftover veggies here. Depending on the size of your pie pan and your crust.
Oh, wow.
But I've got something for you to use all the ingredients at the end.
Oh, so all the leftovers you can make into something else. That's nice.
Yep. So there you go. There's my palette. I even love putting them on top of the other stuff because it kind of stains them.
Okay.
It just gives it extra fun color.
Yeah.
When I take it off, even on the mushrooms. So that's my little palette. And basically what we're going to do now is we are going to assemble. How are we doing on time, Kevin?
We're about 30 minutes in, so we're looking good.
Great. So, of course, cleaning up my station because
Right. I'm going to throw the ingredients up again in case anybody wants to see.
yeah.
So it's for anybody who wants to do this at home later, this is what Vane was using. Okay.
And then so everybody knows, I will post the recipe.
Right.
You can see it's pretty loose.
Kind of the loose instructions.
Yeah, on my social media. And if anybody has questions there, feel free. I love to answer and help and ask. So now we're going to paint. Now we get the pie crust that was already pre-baked for about 8 minutes. Again, the reason we did that is that you don't want to put it in raw because it might just get soggy.
Oh, because of the water from it being frozen. Yeah.
So I'm using ghee, and I'm just gonna like spread some ghee on it.
Mm-hmm. Would butter substitute? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, you know, if you don't have it, this is not a critical step. I like it. I love ghee. It's good for you. I think it can brown it a little bit.
And does it add some sort of flavoring too?
Sort of. You know, ghee has a stronger flavor than butter, I think.
Okay.
But I feel like it just browns the edges of the pie crust.
Okay.
And why not? Because ghee's good for you. But again, if you don't have it, it's fine because things get stuck to the crust. Don't matter. You won't see it. All right. Let's paint. Moving things out of my way so I have some space. Extra cheese for the top.
We have another question here.
Yep.
What is ghee made of? What is the ghee made of?
So apparently ghee is when they take out people who are lactose intolerant can actually have ghee because it's butter, but they extract the
dairy components?
Yeah, the other name for it,
There's a word.
it's called clarified butter.
Yeah.
But it's some process.
But it's the
lactose? No, I don't know.
they extract something from it where if you are like somebody who's lactose intolerant, you will likely be able to tolerate ghee. But ask your doctor because I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer. All right, so let's just assemble. This is how I'm assembling it. I start with the beets at the bottom, and then I just kind of play. But there is no rhyme or reason. This is probably a place you can do it with your kids. You know, build a quiche.
Okay.
Have fun. Put some music on. If you like a glass of wine, throw that on. Not maybe if you're having it for breakfast.
Sure. Well, maybe it's a Sunday.
Maybe. Hey, mimosas.
Sure.
And I feel like tarts are a great brunch food.
Okay.
I also feel like you can eat this any time of day. And if you have leftovers, you can freeze it. You can eat it, you know, if you have no time and you need to eat something quickly, you're getting all your veggies here.
Oh, and a slice of quiche.
Yep. Building. Some fun mushrooms. You can also make a quiche you can throw some bacon in it. You can do cheese only with tomatoes. I mean, it's fun.
Right.
I like to use the stuff we have available to us. And that's a great way to get your veggies in. So anything with the color, I love just. Ooh, there's the fly. Cannot eat it. Cannot have my quiche. So spread things around. I even like it when things pop out because when it's baked, you can see some of the color.
Oh, uh-huh.
So there's that. Now we are going to pour the mixture. So just pour it in, spread it around. And then sometimes I like to just pour more of the
egg. Yeah.
so that it sits, finds its way around. There you go.
Yeah.
Put more greens. And then more of that. Yay. And then I wouldn't do it all the way to the top because it will poof up.
Overflow.
Yep. And so we have a little bit extra there. And I'll show you what you can do with that. And then had a little extra cheese, right? So just go over it. I heard a loud in there. That was good.
This quiche is gorgeous. Love all the colors, Diane says.
Thank you, Diane. Last touch. Our little tomatoes. These
those-
are from our garden.
We did grow those.
Oh.
Sun Gold cherry tomatoes.
Pop those in there.
Those look good, Elliot.
You know, they're one of the easiest cherry tomatoes to grow. They love it here in Southern California.
Someone's saying more cheese.
More cheese, please.
More yeah, see, this is the thing. You can just make it, you can put as much cheese as you want. That's not going to really affect it. It's just
Right.
going to make it cheesier. All right. There you
That
go.
looks beautiful. Like a piece of art.
Yeah. And then I had just a little bit of sage. Wait, is this? Yeah. And I just throw them in there. Just around. If you have rosemary, fresh rosemary, you can throw that in there.
Hmm.
You know, a really great thing to do with sage is if you brown it by cooking it in brown butter, like in butter, and then they brown together,
Mm-hmm.
crispy, and you put that on top.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's a good idea.
Then I kind of give it a little twisty twist. And then this puppy goes in the oven for about, depends on your oven. So I would check it at 30, see how it is, making sure the sides aren't burned. If the crust starts to brown really fast, you can get some aluminum foil and then cover the crust.
Okay.
Burn. But I haven't had an issue yet. So check it at 30 minutes. What you want is basically the filling, when it stops being jiggly, you can stick a knife in the middle, and if it comes out clean, it's like a brownie. It's ready to go.
Oh, right. Or the toothpick.
Yep. So it can be anywhere between 30 to 50 minutes, depending. That goes in there. And then real quickly, something you can do with the extras. So that's, 40 minutes. But I have one that I can show you that I already made. But for the extra filling,
I see, because you didn't use all the egg mixture because you didn't want it to overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So I would get, these are great, these silicone like cupcake molds.
Oh.
You put a little ghee or butter in it. Elliot loves this because
It's like the breakfast to go.
it's a breakfast to go. So you throw the mixture in, whatever's left in the cupcake mold. And then you can freeze these. So when they're done,
After they're cooked.
you can freeze them. You can add veggies to it. You can throw them in the oven with the quiche. Now these will be ready in in 25.
Do you cook it at the same temperature?
Yep, same temperature,
Just less time.
Just less time,
Gotcha.
depending on your oven. If it could take a little longer, but again, it's the matter of just checking it.
Right, with the toothpick or something.
Yep. And then once they're done, they pop out.
Oh,
And
because
you
it's silicone.
Yeah, and you can put them in freezer bags or something, and you store them in the freezer. And if you don't feel like cooking, or you, I don't know, lack of sleep because you have a baby,
Sure.
you can just get into your freezer, thaw them out, put them in like a convection oven or something,
Right.
and you're done.
You got them?
And they're really colorful. So I'm gonna. Ooh, you know what? I don't wanna. Where's my thing? There we go. Go. Oven. And then you check that in like 20 minutes to see how you're doing. So, since we
Got 41 minutes.
don't have time to wait 40 minutes for the quiche to be done, I made one.
At what temperature do you put your oven to?
375.
And you preheated that early on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is your final
Ooh.
quiche.
It's like an impressionist art painting.
It is, but that you can eat it.
Yeah.
You can eat it. So the way I would serve it, there's a million ways. I would sometimes make a small arugula salad with a simple lemon, olive oil, salt and pepper dressing, and you use a frother, like a milk frother, and
Oh,
it makes it creamy. The dressing, toss the arugula in that, and then you would just cut a slice and top it with some arugula. You can put it on the side like a really beautiful salad. You can make it with serve it with avocado and tomatoes with a little lemon juice on the side. So it pairs really nice, I always think, with like a beautiful fresh salad.
Yeah.
Get into this and see what it looks like.
Someone was asking if there are beets on that one.
There are beets in this one.
In the bottom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so when the quiche is done, by the way, you want it to cool for like, I would say like 15 minutes, because if not, you're gonna try to cut into it and it's gonna
Get a little watery.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any smells? Someone was asking about if there are any smells to it.
Yeah, she's like, I wish you could smell and taste this.
It smells like heaven.
I'm very hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try not to break this because
No judgments.
yeah.
No
Sure.
one will judge you.
No one will judge. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
The second class will be on how to take it out.
It's another hour.
It's another hour piece. Oh, look at it. Nope. You
Oh,
got
look
it.
at that. Oh, look at the beets. Look at that color.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at the inside of that. Mm-mm-mm.
Wow. And how long did you cook that for?
That one was 45 minutes
At 375.
at 375.
Okay.
But I kept checking it. And then I'm going to top it with a little feta.
Yeah.
And then, just for fun, I like to put a little olive oil.
Oh, okay. Throw the ingredients up again.
And there it is. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Wow. Take a photograph. Is this what Elliot gets every morning?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
He's lucky
pretty
that I really
spoiled.
like it.
What?
Pretty spoiled.
I guess you need all that energy to farm all day.
I'm also currently like 20 pounds overweight. So,
And
It's a
Mike's also
trade-off.
pregnant.
yeah, right.
Oh, well, food pregnancy.
Yeah.
Food baby.
Nice.
There you go. Why not?
And I think the cool thing is as the, as things change in season at the market, the quiche changes, right?
Yep.
Right.
That's
But
the
it's-
whole thing.
Yeah, you can put anything in there.
You can work around your veggies. So whatever season you're in and wherever you live, find out what's local, what's in season, and then I would just go and shop for that first, and I would let your eyes guide you. Find what draws you, and that's a great place to get to know your local farmers market if you don't know of them yet. Like find out. They're great. The produce is awesome. You get to know the farmers, you're supporting local. I mean, there's kind of no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, it's okay if you go to the grocery store also and just getting things that you love there. Like there's no judgment here. This is what makes it fun. You can just play. It's your canvas.
Yeah. Somebody's asking. They said they came in a little bit late, but how do you prevent the quiche bottom from getting soggy?
So that's when you want to pre-bake the crust
For a short amount of time.
Yeah, for a short amount of time. So this particular one, I pre-baked it for 8 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you pull it out and you let it cool off.
While you get all the other stuff ready. Yeah.
And then that's how I've prevented it. So it's really, I think, about just cooking it a little bit before you don't put it in raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we have any other questions here. A lot of great comments though. People are loving it. People are loving your kitchen too.
So this is my kitchen, and behind us, you can't see it. That's where my full herb garden is. And I have rosemary, thyme, oregano, greens, and I do it all in containers because we do have a space for a garden, but I find for me, because I love to be in the kitchen and the kitchen is for me my art space, I like to have container gardening for me is a game changer, and I highly recommend it. It's great for small spaces. You don't need a lot of land. You can literally I found these
wash tubs.
You poke holes in them. I'm a really good hole poker now with Elliot's drill.
It's called a drill, but that's all right.
It's not a hole poker?
Yeah, it's definitely not a hole poker.
Also known as a drill.
DeWalt
Whatever.
hole poker.
It's
All
a
right.
hole poker.
Industrial hole poker, also known as a drill.
It's
Yes.
a very professional hole poker, and anything I can poke a hole into, I will, and I turn it into a container garden.
But yeah, small container garden by the kitchen has been awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And to get good lighting to help with the herbs and all that. Yeah.
Pretty
that must be
good,
nice.
yeah. And the cool thing is, it's like we can move it, right? So it's like those wash tubs have handles on them.
I got you.
We put them on caster wheels, so you could actually roll them around.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, you go to like here in LA, they have what is it, Harbor Freight?
Mm-hmm.
Go and you buy little wheels.
Caster wheels, yeah.
Put them on there, or you buy the things that you can set planters on, and it's like they've got wheels. I think the point is that it's easy, it's accessible, and then you will use it.
Right.
If it's too far, and you're like, you won't use it, and that's kind of what started to happen to me. So.
Oh, you moved this kid closer?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's efficient. That's the key.
Yeah. Well, I know we don't have time to wait for the other quiche to finish, but is there any other kind of closing thoughts that you kind of want to leave people with?
Yes. Don't be afraid of playing in the kitchen. This is to me, it's about having fun, taking risks. You can't fail in here. And when you do, if you're failing, let's say you burn something, you're actually learning for the next part. It's have fun. Just go for it. This is what I do. I look up recipes, and then I look up several recipes of the same thing, and then I mix them together. And I let my, intuition take over. So have fun, play with the food, look at colors. And if you, honestly, if you have any questions, just go to my social at @Vanemillon or at Behind the Beat. I'm happy to answer questions. Behind the Beat is our nonprofit. It is based around building workshops around food access, and health. So I will be hopefully doing more of these through Behind the Beat. So connect with me there. And yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me. I love to do it, so I love to share it. So don't be afraid to ask.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was so fun.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Elliot. Thanks for doing great cramming work.
Thank you.
Eating the scraps off of the ground, so nothing
Yes.
is
I'm
wasted.
gonna eat this right now, man. Thank you.
This is not gonna last very
Yep.
long.
All right.
All right.
Guys, thank you.
Bye.
Oh. Oh no, they left. All right. Well, goodbye. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's LA Made program. And remember to check out the library's online calendar at lapl.org/events. And on Thursday, July 29th at 4 p.m., join us for a sneak peek tour of the new Academy Museum of Motion Picture. You can join Senior Director of Film Programs Bernardo Rondeau and film programmer Kiva Reardon as they discuss the museum's theater space and plans for ongoing and robust film screenings, including retrospectives and thematic series. It'll be streaming live on our YouTube and Facebook channels. And come back for Vane and Elliot at some point next year, as they'll be back to make some baby foods at some point. We're definitely going to have them back because they're awesome and amazing. Lastly, it's not too late to join the Summer Reading Challenge. Collect points for reading and completing fun, learning-based activities, and be entered into our grand prize drawing to win a hydroponic aero garden for your home. Go to lapo.org/summer right there on the screen for more information and to register. We truly appreciate all your support, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time, and thanks so much.